Got me a new camera, new to me anyway. This popped up on the classified ads at work for a price that was extremely reasonable. So I thought I'd get it. It's a Sony, as you see, HDR CX150. Seems like a fairly nice little camera. It's got a 25x optical zoom, not digital. Turn this around here. The lens cover is built into the system. That's pretty nice. Don't have to have that lens cover dropping around stuff. While I was at it, I got me a cheap tripod. This folds up to damn near nothing. Thought it'd be easier to carry around, and I lost this little piece here. That piece there that attaches to the bottom, that little dovetail piece. The reason I lost it was because my other Sony camera, my older one, the only way it would charge up is if it was sitting on a base unit that come with it. Unless, of course, you got another battery and charged it. And I do have two batteries for this, and I got this one that came on it here, and then there's another one that's about 2 times that size that'll stick out. But anyway, I took that little piece, that little dovetail piece off of my other tripod and put it around here somewhere where I knew I wouldn't lose it. Set my other camera on its base and then tied it on there with some electrical tape so it wouldn't fall off so I could use it. And now I can't find it anywhere. And since then I've bought a new battery for that camera so it'll last a little bit longer. I've had that camera for probably 10 years or better, and the battery finally gave out. Anyway, this one here, you open that up and it fires up on its own. Tells you that the lens cap is on, all that good stuff. And you hit the battery or the button, by golly, and she starts recording. It's got a touch screen over here, so you can zoom in on the screen if you want to. Start and stop recording. Of course, you can flip that around. And do that. There we are. Cell phone in hand. Howdy, folks. So anyway, that's an introduction to my new Sony camera. So, let's see if we can put it to some use here this morning. Set this up here, looking down at my anvil. And I'll get a sheet of paper here. I'm going to try to make a Lewus. Now, a Lewus is an instrument used by layers of block, and they've got a stone, say this big. We're going to say it's big, okay? And when you're laying a big stone block in with some others, let's say you got your blocks all laid out here. You got mortar in here, and you got mortar in here. Got mortar in here, and you got mortar laying down here, and you're wanting to set this block right here. What a Lewis does is it allows you to hook onto that block and let it down without having a strap going around it. Now, I've seen two kinds, and I imagine this kind here is the oldest one. I'll take that back. I ain't going to say that for sure. But anyway, one of them takes two pieces like this, know how well you can see that. Draw in on that a little bit. Maybe come up here. There we go. Get this out of the way. Anyway, there's a link in that side and a link in that side in that hole, and then another link around them. You cut a hole down into the block right here, big enough to accept these side by side, and of course when you pull on that, that'll have a tendency to make those want to go in that direction, thus tightening up inside the hole, and you can lift the block. And that's one way. Another way is in the top of the block you actually cut a dovetail hole as such, and the Lewus is 3 bars. One that looks like this, or actually 2 that look like that. And then one straight piece that fits in between them. And then there's a hole all the way through them that a pin goes in, and then there's a steel bar that you put on that pin. So this pin here is removed. You take this pin out, you put one of your dovetails down inside here, say like this, and then you shove the other dovetail in and shove it up against this side like that, and then you put that piece in the middle to keep them from sliding together. And you're not seeing this, so right there, right there's the dovetail. Anyway, you put one of these here in, and then you put the other one in, then you slide the piece in between them, put the pin in to hold them all together, put the hasp on there to hold the pin, and you lift on that and it lifts the block. So I think what I'm going to do right now is try to make one of these pieces right here. We'll see how that works. There'll be a little forge welding involved, and I don't do a lot of that, but there's only one way to learn how to do it, and that's to do it. Get out my measuring stick here. Actually, it's 3/8 by 3/4. That'll work just fine for what I'm going to do, I think. So let's get the fire going.